Hello again, everyone. It's still Maggie Thompson here, 102 years old today, January 19th, 2026, and feeling every single one of them in my bones, but grateful for everyone too. Since I shared those 5 lessons last time, so many of you wrote in asking for more. You wanted the real stories behind the words, the messy, ordinary, sometimes heartbreaking moments that taught me what I know now. So today I'll sit a little longer with you. Pull up a chair. Let me tell you a few more pieces of this long life, the ones that carved these lessons deep into me. Lesson 1. Most of the things you spend years worrying about will never happen, and the ones that do will rarely look the way you imagined. In 1952, Henry and I had just bought the little farm on County Road 14, 40 acres, a sagging barn, and a house with more drafts than windows. I was pregnant with our second child, and every night I lay awake imagining the worst. Crop failure, another dry summer, the bank taking everything. I pictured us packing up the children in the middle of the night, homeless. I even started hiding a few dollars in a coffee can under the floorboards, just in case. The drought did come in 54. The corn withered. We sold the milk cow to make the mortgage. But we didn't lose the farm. Neighbours helped us thresh what little wheat survived. Henry took night work at the mill. I canned everything that grew in the garden. We made it through. The real blow came in 1951, before the farm even, when my brother Tommy was killed in Korea. 21 years old. 1 telegram, and the world tilted. No warning, no time to worry it into shape. Just a folded flag and a hole in the family that never quite closed. After that, I understood. Worry is loud and dramatic. Real grief is quiet and final. I stopped spending so much energy predicting disasters. I started saving my strength for the ones that actually arrived. Lesson 2. Forgiveness is not a gift you give the other person. It's the only way you get to keep living. Henry's sister Clara never liked me. At our wedding reception in 1949, she pulled me aside and said, "He could have done better than a farm girl with no education." I was 19, shy, and those words burned into me like hot iron. For 30 years I carried them, cold politeness at every family gathering, silent resentment every time she visited. Then in 1979, Clara had a stroke. She couldn't speak anymore, couldn't walk. Henry and I brought her to live with us for the last 3 years of her life. I fed her soup, changed her sheets, brushed her hair. One night she reached for my hand with her good one, tears in her eyes. I realized she'd been carrying her own shame all those years. I forgave her. More importantly, I forgave myself for carrying the grudge so long. The weight lifted. I slept better. I laughed easier. Turns out forgiveness doesn't erase the past. It just stops it from poisoning the present. Lesson 3. The best days are almost never the big ones. We planned for years to take the whole family to Niagara Falls for our 25th anniversary in 1974. We saved pennies, dreamed about the mist and the rainbows. Then the transmission went out on the old Buick 3 weeks before. We couldn't afford the repair and the trip. Henry looked at me and said, "Well, Maggie, we've got a porch and a sunset. That'll do." So we stayed home. That evening we sat on the porch steps with the kids and grandbabies, eating homemade ice cream from the crank freezer. Lightning bugs blinked like tiny lanterns. Someone started singing "You Are My Sunshine," off-key and laughing. The stars came out. I leaned my head on Henry's shoulder and thought, this is it. This is the golden day I'll remember when I'm old. I was right. I don't remember much about the anniversaries we celebrated in restaurants. But I remember every detail of that porch night. The taste of vanilla, the smell of cut grass, the way Henry's arm felt around me. Another small day, March 12th, 1998. Henry had been retired 5 years. I woke up with a terrible cold. He brought me tea with honey, built a fire in the living room stove, and spent the whole day reading aloud to me from Little Women, the book I loved as a girl. No grand gesture, just us, a blanket, and his steady voice. I still close my eyes and hear it. Lesson 4. You don't have to be right, you just have to be kind. In 1967, we argued for months about whether to let our oldest daughter, Ruth, go to college in the city. I said yes, she had dreams. Henry said no, too far, too expensive, too dangerous. Voices raised, doors slammed. One evening I found him sitting alone on the barn steps, head in his hands. I sat beside him. Neither of us spoke for a long time. Finally he said, "I'm scared, Maggie. Scared she'll leave and never come back. Scared we'll lose her." I realized he wasn't arguing about money or distance. He was arguing about fear. I put my hand on his and said, "Then let's be scared together, and let's help her go anyway." We sent her. She came home every holiday, degree in hand, and later brought us our first grandchildren. After that, whenever we disagreed, about politics, about selling land, about how much sugar went in the pie, I remembered his face on those barn steps. Being right felt small next to being kind. Lesson 5. The only thing that truly lasts is love, and it lasts because you choose it every day, even when you don't feel like it. In 2003, Henry had his first stroke. Half his body went quiet, speech slurred. The man who used to whistle while he worked couldn't hold a hammer anymore. Some days he was angry, at his body, at the world, at me for being whole when he wasn't. I was tired too. Caregiving is lonely work. One morning I woke up and didn't want to get out of bed. I wanted to run away from the responsibility. Instead, I made his favorite oatmeal, sat beside him and said, "Henry, I'm still here, and I'm still choosing you." He couldn't answer with words, but his good hand found mine and squeezed. We kept choosing, through wheelchairs, through hospital rooms, through the long, quiet evenings when he'd just stare out the window. On our 68th anniversary, with nurses and machines and tubes, I leaned close and whispered, "I'd marry you all over again." A tear rolled down his cheek. That was enough. He left me in 2017. I still miss him every day, but I don't regret a single choice to love him through the hard parts. I'm 102 now. The house is quieter. The children visit when they can. The great-grandchildren run through like little whirlwinds. My body is failing, piece by piece, but my heart is full, not because life was easy, but because I learned, late but not too late, to choose what matters. So here's my birthday wish for you, whoever you are, however young or old. Don't wait until you're 102 to understand. Lay down the grudges today. Stop rehearsing disasters that may never come. Treasure the small, ordinary days. They're the ones you'll carry forever. Choose kindness over being right, every time. And choose love, stubbornly, daily, even when it costs you everything. Because in the end, that's all you get to keep. Thank you for listening to an old woman ramble on her birthday. May your years be long, your heart light, and your choices brave.